I gotta say, I am falling in love with Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia. Hey, we got a doggy. The capital of Georgia, the country, not the state. Eee! Eee! Hello. Aww. So one of the things about Tbilisi in Georgia, actually, I was in Burjumi for almost 2 months, is they've got a lot of stray dogs and they're all super friendly. I mean super. Oh, look. Oh, look at his eyes. It's a male. Look at his eyes. Oh my god. So there's a lot of stray dogs. They're all tagged, which means they got their rabies shot. Oh, hey. Oh, he's getting comfortable here. Oh, oh my god. It's like as soon as I rolled the camera on, he came here. So there's a lot of stray dogs, and I showed you the tag, so that means they got the rabies shot. So you don't have to worry about anything really. No, I never worry. I mean, I always play with dogs in Thailand. If you're healthy and you got a good immune system, you're okay. You don't have to worry about anything really. So yeah, as I was saying, so this is one of the things about Tbilisi, is they got a lot of stray dogs and they're all super friendly, very, very friendly. It's actually funny, I haven't heard any dog barking here. When I was in Burjumi, they're always barking and they're always going at it, you know, face to face. The dog clans, oh, the dog clans. But oh my god, how cute are dogs, divine beings. I heard a theory that dogs are Arcturian extraterrestrials incarnated as dogs just to help humans, which is interesting theory. The only challenge I have to it is like dogs fight a lot amongst one another. It's, you know, it's not very Arcturian like. Anyway, so that's one of the things about Tbilisi, dogs. There we go. Lots of parks. I mean, this is the Bridge of Peace, it's famous. And they have a lot of parks, and this is Reich Park, it's called Reich Park. And yeah, you stay here, I'll be back. I'm not going far. So, I'm basically in the center of Tbilisi right now. It's a city, it's a hilly city, right? So, look at that's Mother of Georgia right there, I showed you in the previous video. Right there, and they have a botanical garden also, I showed you, and lots of churches, and that's the Tower of Tbilisi, it's well known also. So lots of parks. Now it's noisy, so here's what I recommend you do in general in cities when you go, especially if you're, you know, you're accustomed to living in nature, right? Like I am accustomed, I'm not accustomed to living in cities. I'm just living in Tbilisi for the time being. I really love it. Day by day I grow in love with it. I'd like to spend more time here. I think I'll be here for the whole month of June, maybe even some of July, before I head somewhere maybe more nature like, but maybe back to Burjumi. So here's what I recommend you do, and here's what I've learned now to do. When you're in cities and you want somewhere quiet where you could sleep despite the noise, stay in an apartment building and stay in as high of a floor as you can. That way you could be on a main street, a very noisy main street, and still have a quiet existence and a peaceful sleep. Sleep is very important. If you get a lot of sleep, you'll have lots of energy every day to go and explore the city. So it's very important to get restful sleep, uninterrupted by noise and stuff like that. And if you do that, you'll be alright. I'm currently on a main street, like very noisy, but I sleep like a baby. It's no problem at all, because I'm in a higher floor and it's a modern apartment building. So if you go to a modern apartment building in a higher floor, preferably as high. Oh my god, how cute. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. Oh god, it's so cute. But look, there's a lot of mucus in his eyes, so I think he's not feeling too well. Yeah, I don't think he's feeling too well. Look at that, there's a lot of mucus. I think he just wants to rest. Animals are instinctual, so he's resting. He just likes it here, I guess. So it's too distracting. You know, I keep losing my train of thoughts because of you. So let him sleep. Let's get back to the topic. Oh my god. Oh my god. So yeah, that's my recommendation, is when you go in a city, go to a modern apartment building. They have good installation, and then go as high of a floor as you can, and you'll be all right. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm on a main street. As soon as you get out, like out of the apartment building, it's like, holy shit, what's going on, right? But I'm there. It's beautiful. It's a big apartment. It's spacious, very clean, very quiet. It's like I can't even believe the apartment building is on a main street. It's, you know, that's how quiet it is. And so Tbilisi's apartments are really gorgeous from inside, right? Even like I'm going to another one next week. It's in an old building, like an old building, but as soon as you walk in the apartment, it's like, whoa, that's a beautiful apartment. And they're designed to be spacious, whether they're old apartments or new apartments. They're designed to be, they're spacious. So you might have seen my apartment, the one I'm in currently. So that's another beautiful thing about Tbilisi, is the apartments are really, really nice. Spacious, beautiful, quiet. Despite the noise of the city, it's a city of 1.5 million people. Alright, so hey. Oh. So what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, lots of beautiful architecture, lots of hills. See that? Like, you can see it's an upward hill, lots of churches and cathedrals, and like I said, lots of parks. Now I moved here right now from Burjumi because there is a big expat community here. I felt I was completely alone there. I was maybe the only English-speaking person. It's not for anything. It's just simply because of this whole situation right now. It's otherwise Burjumi is actually a touristy place. It's a well-known mountain resort. But the reason I moved is because I was there and I didn't speak the language. I'm learning it now. And I was the only English-speaking person and the only tourist at that time, at this time, I believe, right? So it felt, you know, and I was just fresh into Georgia, a new country. I don't speak the language. I just know like 2 words, Gamar Joba and Madloba, which means hello and thank you. So I started learning towards the second half of my stay in Burjumi, just to get by, right? To be able to go do my groceries and stuff. And so now here with the situation, the borders are still closed and I'm seeing a lot of expats, and they're very accustomed here to expats and foreigners, and they're you know, they're decent folks. You know, the people here in Tbilisi are decent folks and helpful, especially when you try to communicate in their language. Oh, they're actually really sweethearts. So I recommend learn a little bit of Georgian before you come to Georgia. You know, that's what I would have done before. I would have found it more comfortable in Burjumi. So if you're gonna go live somewhere like in a mountain town or something like that, definitely learn some Georgian. I would highly recommend, because the nice thing about Georgia is 1-year visa. I came here March 15th. I can stay until March 15th. That's a big plus, big plus. So I would recommend you spend some time in Tbilisi. If you're gonna come here for the nature and go somewhere like a mountain town or something, because again, foreigners here are, it's a normal thing, especially if you stay close to the center. Normal thing here. It doesn't, you don't feel alien at all. You'll see lots of, like, I've seen like lots of Indians here, like a big digital nomad community. I've seen Asians, like you know, from people from China, or you know, nomads, you know, from all walks of life. And so foreigners, it's not a foreign thing, you know, no pun intended here. They're quite accustomed to it. Again, learn some Georgian and try to communicate. They really appreciate it when you do. So I'm learning every day. I'm learning, and I'm getting to practice more here because there's more things I'm doing. I'm interacting more with people, like small talks, etc. So I'm actually getting to practice it. And at this current time, I'm just a lot more comfortable being in Tbilisi before probably going back to Borjumi again. But this time, you know, more of a language, I can speak it more and stuff like that, and I just feel more comfortable. And the tourists will be allowed back in, so I don't feel as alienated. I really felt alienated in Borjumi. I came in 3 days later, they closed the borders. I was the only tourist there. Maybe the only English speaking. Actually, it's not true because I went to the bank and they can speak English there. So, but you understand what I'm saying. It was just a really weird time because people were afraid of foreigners. If I was in Tbilisi, it would have been much better because they're more used to foreigners. And I actually, believe it or not, at this current time, you guys understand how much I love nature, and I'm usually somewhere in Pai or Borjumi or somewhere away from, you know, the noise and the hustle and the bustle of cities. But right now, I prefer to be here, and I will be here until they open it again to tourists, which will be in a month, in July 1st. Really beautiful country. I'm really fond. I'm growing to love it every single day. Tbilisi and the whole country overall. And yeah, probably back to Borjumi, and I really want to continue to learn Georgian. Day by day, I'm doing the best that I can. Another dog there. Hey! Let's see if he or she comes here out of their own accord. I usually just let animals do their thing. If they come here, like if they come, then I have open arms. And there we go. Hey, hello. Especially cats. I never like go out of my way to go to a cat or something. I just let them be. Dogs, they're a lot more receptive, I guess. See, you don't want to bother him. He's gonna go do his thing. Oh, this is a cutie. Oh, you're such a cutie. You are such a cutie. You know how, you don't, yeah, think about animals, they don't even know how cute they are. It's like they need us humans to appreciate them. Like he's just going about his life, doing his thing. He has no idea how cute he is, how cute he looks. He actually looks tired, if anything. Like he has no idea. But our appreciation for them, it really enhances them. It makes them feel better. That's why we're the top of, we're the apex, we're the caretakers of the planet. So they come to us, they want our love, they want our appreciation because it elevates them. So it's our responsibility to take care of animals and take care of the planet. So anyway, yes, come to Georgia. They open July 1st. Learn a little bit of Georgian, the basics. There's a good video, it's a 20-minute video, the 41 most important words. If you learn them before you come, you'll be alright. Try to use them as much as you can. The people will appreciate it, and they'll rush to help you. Also, young people here, they speak English. You can have a conversation with them. Anybody maybe under 30. So if you have a question or anything in the streets, go to a young person and ask them. Try to speak to them in Georgian first, and then you'll find that they'll start to speak English to you because they also want to practice their English, right? So that's the nice thing about staying in Tbilisi. Is you get accustomed to the culture, to the country, to the language. You're not the only foreigner or expat there. They're used to it. There's more English speakers here. The young people speak English, and so yeah, given the current events, I would have stayed in Tbilisi and not have gone straight to Borjumi here first. I actually would have done that. But now I will stay here until the borders open again, and I'm maybe more comfortable in the language and the practicing of it, before inevitably heading back to nature. You know, heading back somewhere with really clean air and quiet and nature and trails and etc. And you know, inevitably, you know, as much as I love Tbilisi, and it is one of those cities that I would stay in here for a month, 2 months, because yeah, because of all the beautiful things I described. And the air is the air quality. You know, I mean, I've been to Chiang Mai and Bangkok and Yangon and, you know, Kathmandu, and like, this is like getting pure air in comparison, right? So it's not, it's, you could see it from the skies. They're clean, right? You could even see, you know, you could see the clouds, you know, you can see them distinctively. I've been to some cities with some horrendous air quality, so right, this is pretty good in comparison. So it's when you've seen that other side, not only is the air here tolerable, but it's actually good, you know, for a city, right? You know, for a city. All right, so yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, guys, so as soon as I finished shooting the video, it's like everything got confirmed literally as soon as I finished, literally within 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 20 seconds to be precise. Because as soon as I finished the video, I saw these two men coming, and I said, Gamar Chopa, and I started to speak to them in Georgian, whatever Georgian I could muster up. And within a minute, I got invited to a supra, which is the word for feast. And there's a bunch of construction guys, right? So I got to practice my Georgian. I gave them some oranges. I had some oranges with me, and they didn't want to take them. And it was amazing. You know, you hear about the hospitality of the Georgian people. You really have to start to speak the language a little bit, and you will get it instantly. I found Georgian people to be extremely appreciative when you try to speak their language. Like all cultures are, all countries are, all of them. I just found the Georgian people really love it. They appreciate it, especially, let's say. Okay, so there it is. I got invited to my first Georgian supra. So it's really nice. Like I said, I'm loving the country. I'm loving Tbilisi day by day, more and more. And I think now going back to Borjumi later, when I'm more comfortable and I can speak the language, because, you know, people in the country are even, they're even more hospitable, as you can imagine. But you really have to speak. Yeah, that's why I say, if you're coming here, spend some time in Tbilisi, get used to it, learn the language as much as you can anyway, then maybe go to the country. So I'm gonna be here longer, just to get, again, learn more. You get to practice more. There's more things, more people, you're doing more things, more room for practice. One of them spoke English, so whenever there was a problem with translation, he could do something. So there's always somebody that speaks English too. So yeah, loving it. Okay, see you guys in the next video.